North Decatur, you're sure to find the perfect meats for your next barbecue or party. Find us online at johnmullmeats.com.
Welcome to Hash House A Go-Go, where we've been serving farm food and crafted cocktails for over 2 decades. Visit us for the full Hash House experience at any of our 5 Las Vegas locations. Hash House A Go-Go is where old school meets new and gets twisted. We bring people together over good food and fun. Come in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and come hungry because our portions are huge. Visit us online to see our entire menu at hashhouseagogo.com. Hash House A Go-Go. It's a Midwest thing, and there's nothing else like it.
Is your dog suffering from a sensitive stomach? Hi, it's Kelly the Cookie Lady from Mooch's Munchies. Our dogs had super sensitive tummies, and I needed to find a low-fat treat that wouldn't give them gas or other issues. Most of the treats on the market were loaded with fillers, chemicals, and chicken fat. Many of them weren't even food. Well, I knew I could do better, so I developed Mooch's Munchies, and I'm happy to be able to share them with you. Stop by our store or our website, moochesmunchies.com, and find out why we say that Mooch's Munchies are totally pawsome.
Zen World Premium CBD offers full and broad spectrum CBD oil, extracts, and capsules which are designed to help you feel your best. Their products are sourced from the best organic hemp and natural ingredients on the market and are tested for quality, purity, and potency. They have a full range of items from health and wellness to beauty to pets. Call 725-205-9223. Visit online at zenworld.com or stop by their location at 9895 South Maryland Parkway and Silverado Ranch Parkway. Mention KSHP for 10% off in store or use code KSHP online for 15% off.
Live from Las Vegas, this is the Wayne Coy Show.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Second one, this is the bandit, it's a snowman out there. My head you shine.
Tell me about it, Steph.
He's looking at you, kid.
Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Oh, yeah, we are always ready for our close-up when it comes to this guy, Patrick Stibbs, the box officer, a Wayne Coy Show tradition that goes back, geez, at least a couple weeks.
1964.
I think we began it in February of 1964. It was like 1999. I think.
Was that
98, 99?
I think it was
somewhere in there.
definitely
You've been doing this a long time, man. How many movies do you think you've seen in your lifetime?
I would say probably 7 or 8.
Wow.
I mean, I'm guessing.
How many tubs of popcorn is that, Patrick?
Way too many.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been reviewing films since 1986.
Woof.
And I used to go see three or four a week. And then now I'm lucky if I see really 3 or 4 a month.
Yeah.
But
well, you've learned to pace yourself. I think early in your career, you were like, I must see every movie ever made. So if I ever get asked to review it, I can do it.
Yeah. And I wanted to see as many as I possibly could.
Yeah.
And
what was the first movie? What was the first movie you ever reviewed? Do you remember? First one?
The first movie?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I honestly think it might have been a movie called Down and Out in Beverly Hills starring Nick Nolte.
I remember that.
Remember that movie?
Yeah, he was like in a bathrobe. He was disheveled. Yes.
Yeah. I think Bette Midler might have been in that too. I can't remember.
I think you're right.
Long time ago, boy.
It was. There was a Siskel and an Ebert in those days.
There was.
They had not one but both thumbs up. Okay, so tonight we're going to, let's give you a little taste of the movie that Patrick's about to tell us about. Here it is. Maybe you've heard of it.
My name is Miles Morales. I'm Brooklyn's one and only Spiderman. And things are going great.
Oh, yeah. You were supposed to be here at 5.
All right, whatever.
Whatever?
Wow.
Whatever?
So are you like a cow or a Dalmatian?
I am the Spot. It's not funny.
Don't do that.
Well, there you go. It's the animated Spider-Man this time around, and it's called Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. Yes?
That is correct.
Well, what's it all about?
That is the title, and this course the Spider-Man character Miles Morales, which was actually, I believe, about 12 or 13 years ago in the Marvel comic universe. And I believe this is the second film in the Spiderverse saga. And the thing is about Spiderverse and multiverse and all that. They can just bring characters back to and fro, left and right, past and present. It can just be a mismatch of stuff. And in this particular film, he reunites with Gwen Stacy. And of course, Brooklyn's full-time friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is catapulted across that multiverse. And then he encounters a whole team of spider people that are charged with protecting its very existence. But then, of course, as these things do wane, the heroes clash on how to handle a new threat. So Miles finds himself put against the other spiders, and he's got to redefine what it means to be a hero so he can save the people that he loves most. You know, the thing about this film is it's so well done, they almost forget that it's an animated film. It's that good.
I loved that last one. I thought
it was brilliant.
I thought it was maybe the best Spider-Man yet.
Yeah, it really was. And there are fans of the film, the first film, that don't really care for animated films, but they just love this movie because of how well or how great the story was.
Yeah, it is a great storyline. Yeah.
Oh, it really is.
Peter Parker, no mention of in this, right? He doesn't exist. Yep.
No, Peter Parker doesn't exist in this one.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's gonna do gangbusters at the box office. You know, we've really had some hit films here in the last few weeks. We've kicked off the summer very nicely with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Fast 10, and even before that, with the Super Mario Brothers, which is still kicking butt.
Yeah.
And now we've got Spider-Man coming out this week, and we're really off to a great movie going summer.
And isn't that what summer is all about when it comes to things you remember about your summers of old? It's like, oh yeah, that was the year I went and saw Grease, or that was the year that Star Wars came out. Or
yes.
I mean, you do tend to associate your summer memories with what was going on at the theater.
Right. And you know
about the back row.
They say that the first big popcorn or tentpole movie was actually Jaws.
Yeah,
because Jaws was the movie that started the whole summer blockbuster thing. And that was, my gosh, 1976 or something like that. I mean,
77, I think.
77? I think Jaws was 76. Star Wars was 76.
I'll give you a 72 and a raise you 2.
There you go.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. That's what I remember. And I do remember that it was a big deal. Like everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
And
it really was.
There was no social media back then, so it was all word of mouth.
And you know, speaking of that, I read a trivia question.
Okay.
The movie Meet Joe Black. You remember that movie with Brad Pitt?
No.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of it. I can't remember the year it came out. But Meet Joe Black was a movie starring Brad Pitt. And the trivia question had to do with hundreds of thousands of people went to go see Meet Joe Black, but left when the movie started. And the question was, why did they leave? And people were saying, well, they didn't like Brad Pitt, or they thought it was Mighty Joe Young, the big Monkey 8 movie, whatever.
I thought it was Joe Biden. I didn't know.
So people left because they went to go see the trailer for Star Wars Episode 1. It had just debuted that day, and then after the trailer, they left.
They came just to see the trailer.
Just to see the trailer.
They paid for the movie. They paid for the trailer. They paid for Joe Black.
Exactly.
Went into the movies, got their popcorn, sat down, watched the trailer, and left.
And left. Yeah.
Wow.
And again, before social media, all the excitement came out. The Star Wars fandom found out that the trailer was going to debut at the Meet Joe Black film, and they went out in droves.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was a fascinating question.
You know, I'm hosting trivia now, Patrick. I'm doing that every week.
Are you really?
I do it on Tuesday nights, so that when you're listening to the show, it's been pre-recorded. We'll go ahead and tell you how the sausage is made, because I've got to be there to do that. So we do it through the magic of and that, now that I've admitted that, something big's going to happen on a Tuesday night, and nobody's going to know it because I'm over hosting trivia. But I was going to tell you, that's the kind of question I don't know that even the best of the trivia players would get that.
I was perplexed. And I'll dig up the exact information about it and the year, and I'll send it to you. And then you can ask me the trivia question.
Oh, you mean on Tuesday nights at Slater's 50/50 starting at 7 o'clock on Lake Mead?
I'm sorry, where was that again?
Oh, Lake Mead Parkway. You're talking about Slater's 50/50 at 7 o'clock at night for trivia night. Is that what you meant?
That's exactly what I meant, sir.
Okay, absolutely. They didn't pay for that, but they got it.
No, heck no.
Hey, later in the show, just a little program reminder here. We, of course, always enjoy the visit with you, Patrick. And then Mickey Thomas of the band Starship will be joining us.
Starship.
Yeah. And, they're coming to town. They'll be here Saturday night, so we'll find out what we're in store for at the Silverton Casino. And then last night we had technical difficulties with Michael Stephanski, who is a ballpark chaser. Have you ever heard that term before?
I have not.
So the deal is you get in your car and you go chase ballparks. You go, you devise kind of a route and you go watch baseball games. Specifically, most of them are like minor league baseball games, right? And you go from city to city watching baseball game after baseball game, and you check them off your list because you're a ballpark chaser.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
It's also called Get a Life. That's the other thing. No,
I would like you to ask Mickey Thomas a question.
Well,
because
it's too late because we've already pre-recorded.
Oh, you already pre-recorded that show. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, what were you going to ask? Let's see if our ESPN was working. And let's see.
I wanted to know if Grace Slick would ever Grace again with Mickey Thomas.
He actually answers that question.
Does he?
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. You and I with the ESPN going here.
Oh wow!
It's amazing. But yeah, I actually asked him about Grace, and you'll get his answer.
Okay.
You got to listen though.
I've seen the variation. I did not see the original Jefferson Airplane because I was too young. Although trivia, at least for me, my very first 45 ever bought was White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane.
Did you know that one pill makes you smaller?
And one makes you whatever.
Retire and
by the way
and paint
the B side. I remember the B. No, I'm sorry, not White Rabbit. Somebody to Love. Okay. Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah.
And the flip side, the B side was a song called Plastic Lover.
Ooh, that sounds.
You can imagine what that was.
I think it's a little naughty.
I think it is.
Yeah. We did talk about Grace Slick. We did talk about the old airplane. So your wish is my command. It's almost like you're in my head, Patrick. It's crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that's coming up at 8 o'clock. Are you able to stay awake long enough? Because
I think I'll be able to. Yes.
You're a couple hours ahead of us here. So
yeah.
That'll be a program reminder. 10 p.m. your time.
10 p.m. mine.
8 p.m. mine. So if you can hold out long enough, otherwise you can stream it to your heart's content tomorrow if you want. Because
I may have to get to the last bit of Columbo and then come back and listen to Grace Slick.
If you do that, make sure when you enter the room that you go, "Excuse me, I hate to bother you."
I got.
I just couldn't help but wonder.
Yeah, it's about those shoes. Can I ask about those shoes?
Is it me? Because I could not help but notice. Well, they've not made a movie about Columbo. Why?
They have not. They'll reboot it someday. You know they will. It'll get rebooted. Of course, it'll probably suck.
Everything's been redone. Everything's been redone.
Yeah. Everything has been.
Yeah. So, I had an idea for a remake.
You did.
Yes. And I want to tell you that Jerry Seinfeld told me that he thought that was an amazing idea.
Really?
Yeah. So this has got the Seinfeld thumb of approval.
Okay.
All right. Somewhere there. Sanford and Son.
Yeah.
Okay. The movie starring George Wallace as Fred Sanford.
Mm-hmm,
okay. Mm-hmm. And Chris Tucker as Lamont.
There you go.
Well, the face looks like you're not so. Oh, you froze for a second there.
Get to writing the story, Wayne. There you go.
I don't know if I can write it, but I would certainly pay to go see it. In fact, I would buy a ticket to a different movie. I'd come in, I'd watch the trailer to Sanford and Son, and I'd leave. Yeah. I mean, hey, Jerry, George was in the room. I was producing George's show, okay? And, he's got that cranky, get off my lawn thing down.
Oh, yeah.
George is very funny and very, very, he's very Red Fox in that regard.
Yes.
So, and Jerry's his best friend. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not know that.
Jerry Seinfeld, George Wallace, best friends. That's why the character in Seinfeld's name is George Costanza, named after George Wallace. Yeah.
I see.
Anyway, so Jerry's sitting there, and we're getting ready to do the interview, and I just threw that out there, and Jerry stopped me, and he goes, Wayne, that is an incredible idea. George, you've got to do that. Okay, well, that's, 10, 15 years ago already. Nothing.
Yeah.
It
never got done.
Never had a dinner.
Never got a dinner. He never got a dinner.
So to repeat, Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse.
Yes.
How many are you giving it?
I'm going to give that 4 popcorn kernels.
4 popcorn kernels for That's pretty good. That's out of 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just one kernel. By the way, if you're not a superhero fan, there is another film opening this week called The Boogeyman, which is based on a Stephen King story. So you can also go catch that.
I thought it was the story of KC and the Sunshine Band. I'm your boogeyman.
Boogeyman.
Well, you have a good rest of the week and a good weekend. And as always, it's always a pleasure to have you on. Nobody does it better, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You have a wonderful week. And I have to give a shout out to my daughter, Kathleen, who got married last Saturday. She's a beautiful bride. Kathleen, great job. Thankfully, she looks just like her mother. So she was a beautiful bride.
Yeah. How you doing? Because I saw a picture of them. They look great together.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Are you? But are you okay? Because that's a tough moment for you.
It was. I almost threw my speech without crying. Almost.
You can't.
I started talking about Pablo Cruz and I just broke down.
Hey, by the way, we talk about Pablo Cruz with Mickey Thomas and just.
Do you really?
Yeah. So you definitely got to stay.
Now I got it.
Now I have you. I got you suckered in. Well, congratulations. Seriously, tell Kathleen and her new hubby. What's his name?
Alex.
Tell Alex and Kathleen we wish them nothing but the best for a great life together. She's an awesome daughter.
She's an awesome daughter. I love her to death.
I know you do. Okay, Pops. We'll see you next week.
All right.
There he goes. The box officer, Patrick Stibbs. And stick around. We're going to talk to Mickey Thomas of Starship about all those great hits that they had in his entire career, which has just been full of big, big moments. So we'll get that conversation. And then beyond that, the Ballpark Chaser, Michael Stephanski. Stick around. That's all coming up.
Coy Show.
Hey there, it's Wayne Coy. If you're a real estate investor or you're looking to buy an investment property, well, you need to contact Michael Goyeneche at Option Funding. Their well-trained staff can assist you through the financing process and get you the funds that you need. They've got the programs to suit all investors. Now, that includes standard commercial financing, no-income DSCR loans, and hard money, too. You can refinance any existing properties for cash out, or if you're looking to purchase an investment property, they can get it done for you as well. With rental income on the rise, this is a good time to invest in a rental property. And there are investment opportunities with positive cash flows right here in Nevada and other surrounding states too. They handle single-family residences, 4 units, apartment complexes, and of course commercial buildings. So give Michael a call at 818-821-7811. That's 818-821-7811, or email MikeGLoans@gmail.com. NMLS 163400, DRE 01342072, NMLS 1444037, DRE 01921141.
Packages start at $29.99 a month with signed agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative for complete offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, We have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News & World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint's home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-557-8036. 800-557-8036. 800-557-8036. That's 800-557-8036.
Locally owned and operated, come on down to Academy of Hair Design located at 5191 West Charleston Boulevard, number 150 today to begin your career in cosmetology. There is something for everyone from cosmetology to nail technology. You will be able to have the hands-on training that is needed to succeed in this career field. Call 702-878-1185 or visit www.ahdvegas.com today.
Do you love watching television? If you're on a fixed budget, you need to make this free call right now to Dish and find out how you can get a fixed monthly price to watch all the television you want for 3 full years. In addition to a 3-year price guarantee, you can also get free monthly movie rentals. They give you 1 free movie rental every month. That's a $165 value, yours free. Plus, get free in-home tech visits, no-cost equipment replacements, a free voice remote, and you can watch commercial-free TV. Even access all your favorite apps to stream like Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and more. Now is the perfect time to call Dish. Take advantage of the 3-year price guarantee. Save yourself some money, and all your equipment is free. Call right now.
800-586-4206. 800-586-4206. 800-586-4206. That's 800-586-4206.
The London Bridge Resort in Lake Havasu is the perfect place to vacation in style. Their beautifully designed suites include stunning views, a kitchenette, and free Wi-Fi. The well-reviewed and affordable resort has tons of amenities, including a breakfast buffet, kids camp, a 9-hole golf course, 3 pools, a marina, boat tours, a water slide, and a great nightlife scene. London Bridge Resort is centrally located in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Go to londonbridgeresort.com to plan your getaway today. London Bridge Resort, your Arizona oasis destination.
Hey, listen to this. Share Life Vacations has a special treat for you. It's a free 3-day, 2-night getaway to either magical Orlando or exciting Las Vegas. It's your choice. Absolutely no strings attached. Share Life will also include a second vacation to your choice of over 30 additional popular resort destinations. Now, we can't give everyone a fantastic prize package like this, so to make it fair, we're going to ask you a trivia question. You get it right, you'll win it all. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. This movie is about a British Secret Service agent who is frozen in time in the 1960s. Was that movie Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery? Press 1. Diamonds Are Forever? Press 2. Lethal Weapon? Press 3. Got it? Well, then call 855-301-8586. 855-301-8586. That's 855-301-8586.
Now back to the Wayne Coy Show.
So what you doing, Michael? I'm chasing ballparks, Wayne. Thanks for asking. Yeah, Michael Stephanski is back with us, and last night we tried, but for whatever reason, man, the technology was not our friend. So we're gonna blow everything up nice and big, and hopefully be able to get Michael on with us here. And let's see if we can do it. I think we can. Michael.
Yes,
come
sir.
in, Michael. There he is.
Hello.
Hi. Hey.
Hi. Hey, Wayne. What's going on?
Well, nice to have you back. Okay, we got sort of interrupted last night, so catch everybody up. What is a ballpark chaser?
Well, ballpark chaser is somebody who goes to different stadiums around the country, different major league, minor league, whatever, and records it. There's a Facebook group that you kind of log into and tell them where you're going and what you're doing and ask for where's a good place to sit, where's good eats at the thing. It's a Facebook group that I didn't know existed until after I started my chase last year. But
And your chase last year was minor league parks in on the West Coast.
Yes, so
California.
Okay. California team. So Fresno, Modesto, Visalia, Stockton, San Jose, Rancho Cucamonga, which is one of my favorite things to say in the world. Lake Elsinore, and then San Bernardino. So I did all those last year.
Got it.
And then have relatives out this part of the country. So I did. Was it last Friday? Was Fayetteville. Then the Columbia Fireflies in South Carolina Saturday. Sunday was the Augusta Green Jackets with my sister and my niece who'd come down. Monday was the Kannapolis Cannonballers.
Love the name. Oh, you've even got the hat there, don't you?
I got hats to everybody. Everybody got a hat.
Look at now. Put that. Okay, it's a guy with a mustache and he's got a helmet on. Is he a cannonballer?
That's what the shtick is with him. He's the Kannapolis
human cannonball. Okay.
And then so that was Monday. Tuesday was the Greenville Drive, which is where Joe Jackson's from. So
Shoeless Joe. Yeah.
Well, and the cool part about that is they've got a statue of him out front of the stadium. And they've a couple plaques and everything. And there's a home plate that he's hitting. So he's swinging left hand, he's coming through. And there's a plate, and then there's bricks behind him. Well, those bricks on that particular statue were all from the original Comiskey Park.
Okay.
That's where he played when he was with the Black Sox.
How cool is that? Yeah. Do they have a big bag of cash sitting on top of that?
They did not. So, and as legend goes, Joe lit it up in the series. So whether he got money or not, he did not throw the games. So he till his dying day swore that he was innocent of all charges.
That he never took money to throw the World Series.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. So I think it's ridiculous that he's not in the Hall of Fame now, and that because the time it's a lifetime ban. Well, he's not alive anymore, so his lifetime is over now.
Man, well,
put him in.
Put him in.
Yeah.
Why not?
I also think Pete Rose ought to be in. No.
I don't know. I don't know about Pete Rose.
What if Pete Rose played for the Savannah Bananas? Then you would put him in.
No. We've talked about the Savannah Bananas. You know my position on that.
That's why I brought him up. Yeah, I just like to get you. I like to get you all fired up. Okay, so the hat you're wearing now, very unique looking. What is that?
This is so you can see it's a rather unhappy pelican.
Oh yeah, okay, now I get it.
So
why the crossbones?
They call it the pirate. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. I was there. It was fun. But I got that one, and then I got the alternate. Pelican. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I like that one. Yeah.
So.
Now, some people might think that that's for Milwaukee Brewers, but it's not. It's Myrtle Beach, right?
Myrtle Beach. Yep. Myrtle Beach. And then, so then took a night off tonight to kind of let my travels catch up with me a little bit and hang out with my aunt and uncle here in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow to Charleston, South Carolina to see the River Dogs. And then about a 5-hour drive from Charleston to Durham to go see the Durham Bulls.
The famous Durham Bulls from the movie Bull Durham.
Yeah. That's it. I'm going to go see if I can find Susan Sarandon, see what's going on, say hey.
Yeah, Baseball Annie. That's what she was. Oh, that's weird. You have a sister named Annie, so I don't know. Maybe we don't want to use that name for her. That's for sure. What is your family? Speaking of your family, what do they think of all of this, Michael? Do they think you're crazy? Or? You are.
Well, right. So, evidence to the contrary aside, it's fun. I'm doing what I like doing. Actually, this trip, I didn't expect to see so much family, but it's really. That's been the really high point of this whole trip this time, hanging out with family and seeing people I haven't seen in a minute. Actually, my niece had the first grandbaby between Chucky, Treese, me, and Annie.
Okay.
So I'm a great uncle now. Not that I wasn't a good uncle before, but I'm a great uncle now.
Well, hey, it's better to find out you're a great uncle than to go on a trip like this and find out you have a son or a daughter, right? I've heard of that happening. You get deep into where family's from, and you're like, oh, remember that one summer you came and you spent here? Yeah. Who is it? Daddy!
No.
Okay, so you're going to get this one out of your system, and then what's your next chase? Are you already thinking about it?
I'm looking at next year, and I'm not quite sure yet. When we were little, Pop took the four of us on a road trip from his home in Lockport, New York, where he'd grown up as a kid, and we went up to Cooperstown.
Oh,
so that was 50-some years ago.
Yep.
So I haven't been back. And then actually my aunt and uncle that I'm with now, they own a cabin up in that area. Not exactly sure where, but up near Cooperstown. So, but I want to look and see what other teams or stadiums or what else there is to do relatively close.
Well, they used to have the New York Penn League. I don't know if that exists.
They're still available. So Syracuse has a team, Buffalo has a team, but I got to look and see some other stuff. Or I have relatives that live on the Atlantic coast in Florida, and there are a bunch of minor league teams in Florida.
Yep.
So
up in New York, I know that you mentioned Syracuse, but I think Albany has a team. I think there's, I don't know how you say it, Oneota. Oneota, Oneota. I think it was a Yankees farm team, Palmyra, New York.
Okay.
Don't ask me why I know this. I think I saw it on the back of baseball cards.
There we go. So I'll have to look at it and see, where we're going to go next. But the thing that I like about it is most of the folks that are going to these games, they're baseball fans. They're not necessarily Braves fans or A's fans or Yankees fans, but they're baseball
fans. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The really interesting thing was, so I was at the Greenville game the other night, and I was asking the usher. So it's the Greenville Drive. I said, why the drive? And he said, because of BMW. Well, apparently there's a huge BMW plant between Spartanburg and Greenville that brings a lot of money from that area. And he said, the reason why, and I said, well, why all the Boston Red Sox stuff? And he said, so they used to be an Atlanta Braves minor league team. And the stadium was pretty old, pretty broken down. And they needed a new stadium. And the Braves said, kick rocks. We're not interested in building a stadium. So the Boston Red Sox stepped in and said, sure, we'll build a stadium. To the tune of even having a little green monster out in...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a right trip, rather, with the seats up on top.
Just like Boston,
Just like Boston. So in the middle of Atlanta Braves country, running around a very small pocket, an enclave with Boston Red Sox fans now.
All because of that ballpark and the connection. Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, and it regional comes into it, where the T-shirts and some of the sweatshirts, the saying is, green monster, y'all.
Green monster, y'all.
Green monster, y'all. Yeah, exactly. Well, and they got the guy doing the numbers by hand on the scoreboard. It was a really fun experience. And that's what I'm finding all over, like the Kannapolis game. The guy playing the organ is sitting down in with the fans. So he's playing three by mice to the umpires, which you're right there with them. It was just really cool.
So you get thrown out along with the guy playing the organ. Yeah. Hey, pretend I'm a local and ask me why my team is called The Drive. Go ahead.
So, Mr. Local, sir, why is your team called The Drive?
Well, because it's too far to walk. Thank you. Yeah, that's actually Southern ingenuity. See, we'll call them The Drive because you can't walk there.
Tip your bartender. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, so off to day off tonight.
Yep. Charleston tomorrow. Charleston,
then Durham, and then you're home.
And then
home when? When are you home? Sunday?
Late Sunday, yeah.
Wow.
Or Sunday afternoon, maybe. But
I hope you get a day to catch your breath before you have to go back to work.
I'm taking another week off because the high school reunion's the next weekend.
Oh, well, there you go. Perfect. Because I thought, man, if you got to get back to suits or driving or whatever you're doing, because you can't walk.
Well, and that's the thing people think I'm nuts about. Not just doing this, but that I drive for a living, and I got to the airport and got a rental car and going to drive almost 1,300 miles on my vacation.
It's in your blood, though. You like to drive.
I love driving.
Michael Stephanski, the Ballpark Chaser. Accept no substitutes. Thank you, sir. It's been fun. And we'll get the full rundown when you get back, I guess, right?
All right. Well, so let's look for at least next Monday night.
Okay.
All right.
Love it. Yes, sir. Okay. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
Happy chasing.
All right, brother. Bye.
All right, my man. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you.
That was, I know it sounded much better, didn't it?
Well, yeah, because it didn't keep cutting out.
That's always a good thing. So, very good. All right. Well, I'll play this tonight. And like I said, I got Mickey Thomas from Starship, and then we're going to probably replay Alan Snell from last night because he had some good takes on the whole A's thing. Although I read a rumor that
to a 3-year price guarantee, you can also get free monthly movie rentals. They give you one free movie rental every month. That's a $165 value, yours free. Plus, get free in-home tech visits, no-cost equipment replacements, a free voice remote, and you can watch commercial-free TV. Even access all your favorite apps to stream like Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and more. Now is the perfect time to call Dish. Take advantage of the 3-year price guarantee. Save yourself some money, and all your equipment is free. Call right now.
800-586-4206. 800-586-4206. 800-586-4206. That's 800-586-4206. Paid for by NPS.
Hi there, this is Kirby Schofield, Schofield Realty here in Las Vegas. Real estate is always changing. Be it a buyer's market, a seller's market, at Schofield Realty, it's your market. Buying or selling, we have the team and the tools to work the market so it works for you. We are excited that we're on the Wayne Coy Show. Our results blessed us with the Zillow Flex partnership roughly about 2 years ago due to our consistent conversion and customer service scores. With conversion, that means we can close, and with our customer service scores, you know you're going to get the best service possible. We're always looking for agents, led by mentorship, resources, and experience. We are your guide. Find us, kirby4u.com. That's KIRBY, the number 4, the letter U.com. kirby4u.com, or call 702-766-9538. Again, 702-766-9538.
Hungry for the best barbecue in Las Vegas? Come out to the infamous Barbecue and Meat Market, John Mole's Meats and Roadkill Grill in Las Vegas. John Mole's was featured on the Food Network's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Now take home delicious meat selections for your grill, and while you're there, grab a bite of the best barbecue in Las Vegas. With 2 locations now at Tom and Gowan or on North Decatur, you're sure to find the perfect meats for your next barbecue or party. Find us online at johnmolemeats.com.
Are you worried about your taxes? Okay, so I'm talking to those of you out there that have not filed in a few years with the IRS or state. It's time to get worried, and here's why. The IRS is getting back from their own COVID lockdown, and they're hiring more enforcers, and they're going to come after people that owe taxes. So if you're a 1099 worker, and maybe you just plain forgot to file your taxes, you need to call the professionals right now at the Tax Helpline. They are experts at knowing the tax regulations, and their goal is to help you pay as little as possible. Call right now and get a 100% free tax evaluation. Remember, before the IRS knocks on your door, knock on our door. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, make this free call right now.
Call taxes 321 now at 800-203-3517. 800-203-3517. That's 800-203-3517.
Live from Las Vegas, this is the Wayne Coy Show.
Comedian Bob Zaney. They're the exact same age.
Well, there's nothing I can do about that, and I can't give you that time back.
I tried. I put in an application. It was rejected. You are older than me, though, Bob. You're 12 days older than me. I'm September 23rd, and you are 9/11.
Yeah, so that would be 8 days, but that's okay.
See, I love that West Covina math. It's the best.
You just said it. I'm 12 days older, and you're born September 3rd, and I'm the 11th, and I do the math for you, and then you mock my hometown?
Oh, no. What happened is you didn't hear 23rd.
Oh, 23rd. Okay, you're right.
So what's the difference in NorCal, SoCal? I mean, you've been to both places. You grew up in one. Do you have a preference?
One has more rain.
It's true.
That's about it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I have a preference or not, but I mean, I grew up in L.A., but I live in Vegas now, almost 4 years. So, but I want that. Before I moved to Vegas, I added up all the times I performed in Vegas, and I've lived here for 3 years, 1 week at a time. So that gives you an idea.
It does. What I love too about your beginnings, Bob, is that you and I also share this. We both auditioned for the Gong Show, and I think you actually got on.
Yes, I did. It's the opening salvo of my documentary, Close But No Cigar. And, we screened it in movie theaters across the country, and I go to the screening, and it was surreal to watch me come out. I'm going, that didn't happen. Was that me?
Yeah, well, what were you, like 15, 16? I know I was.
You know what I did? I started, I counted when I had the audition. You had to do like 3 auditions before they said yes. And then right when I got yes, I think it was 2 days after my birthday that we taped it. So I was 16 technically, but I count 15 as my start in showbiz. And, Wayne, let's just be honest. I could go back to being 10 when I was a Cub Scout and I was in a play where I sat around a campfire saying, pass the coffee was my line. So I've been in showbiz my whole life.
You have been, yeah. Well, I've found that audition process to be kind of crazy. I only went once, so you made it much further than I did, but they just pulled me aside and said, we're looking for crazy, wacky, and you're funny, but you're not crazy, wacky, so keep working on it. And then they sent me away.
Well, I also auditioned 2 other times. Once with my best friend in high school, and Mike and Mark Manning, who were twins, and the other one was Bob, and Bob was the lead singer, and we were Bobby Arm in the Pits, and we sang "We Love You, Bobby," and I think that was a little too much for that time.
Oh yes, we do.
The second time I auditioned, and to this day I don't know why I didn't get it. I got a paper bag and I put it all over all my whole body except for my head, and I said I was the unknown comic's half brother. and I did one-liners, and I'm going, why didn't I get it? It's pretty clever for 16, 15-year-old.
Heck yeah!
Come on now,
you were doing that all on your own.
And here's the irony of all ironies: is that years later, well, it would be about 11 years later, I started a movie with Murray Langston, who was the unknown comic, called Up Your Alley. We played 2 homeless guys. Linda Blair was also a star of it, and she played the reporter investigating us.
That's a crazy cast.
Yeah, Johnny Dark was in it. There was Yakov Smirnoff did a guest set. There's a few, Ruth Buzzy. That's when I met Ruth Buzzy for the first time. What a wonderful woman she is.
Well, that's like a comedy who's who right there of the late 70s, early 80s.
And I'm forgetting some names. It's in there somewhere.
So you go from the Gong Show to a dry bar special that is like knocking on the door of 6 million views. That's crazy.
Good, huh?
Did you ever think you would be able to have something live on the internet that gets watched 6 million times?
Well, it's interesting. I was just shooting for 1 million, and then it got to 1 million, and I went, well, wait a second. So, and this is just based off of YouTube showings. I mean, it's been on Facebook and Instagram and all these other platforms where I don't even know the count. And then plus the Dry Bar app itself. So who knows how many he really has.
Now, I got to ask, do you do all of the social media, the internet stuff, the hashtags and everything that you have to do these days? Do you do that on your own, or do you have people?
Well, there's a guy who's a friend of mine who's actually put up a fan page. So, I do it, but he's more versed in it. I mean, I know the hashtags are so important, and I always forget. But he set up a TikTok fan page for me in August, and it's got over 2 million views now and about 10,000 followers. So that's pretty cool.
That's the first time you've ever shown your breast publicly, correct?
Well, I did it only because I knew I'd be on this show one day to talk about it.
I didn't know you lived here in town, man. We're neighbors. That's cool. So hopefully I'll run into you.
Yeah. I'll see you at Sprouts.
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing. You don't go to Sprouts, do you?
I do.
My wife, Erin, who's a very funny comedian, Erin O'Connor, she loves shopping at Whole Foods, not because it's organic. She doesn't like to have to shave her arms or legs.
Fits right in.
And I like going to Trader Joe's. You know what I love about Trader Joe's, Wing?
What do you love?
When you see two cars with coexist bumper stickers fighting for a parking spot.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's so true. I stay away from that place just because I feel like the portions are too small for what you pay.
Well, I wrote that joke when I lived in the Valley in Encino. They had the smallest parking lot, and I would just watch people. Here, it's a little bit more expansive, but I'm sure as more people move here, they'll make this turn into like the dump it's going to be, because there's just people create a dump. It was Socrates who said, "Isn't that sad? You got quiet." Like, I'm going to quote Socrates. I like Vegas. My parents are actually buried here, but they're alive in the act.
You keep them going after all these years?
Yeah, why not? My dad would be, very happy about that. He always wanted. I think the word vicarious was invented from my father about my career.
He lived through you, huh?
Well, here, let's go back to the Gong Show. I'll give you an example, Wayne. And I hate having to give you examples because that means I'm force feeding this to you. But he had to take me to these auditions because I was a teenager. Did your parents take you?
No, they didn't. I had to do it all on my
yourself?
Own. I did.
Wow, that's why you didn't get it.
Probably.
Anyway, so my dad, at one of the auditions, I forget which one, but he's goofing around in the lobby, and the security guard says, "Man, you're funny. You should be on the show." So he walks my father into the audition, and my dad gets the day and nighttime version.
Which I hear was a little bawdy, the evening version.
Bawdy. Well, one of them, I forget, legend goes that J.P. Morgan gonged my father, and he flipped her off on national TV.
And she probably flipped him off right back.
Right back. That's right, because it was a simpler time. We knew what a flip-off meant.
That's right. We were very strong in our convictions when that came to that middle finger.
I was always competing with my father. I got to share this with you. Like third grade, we were supposed to build a little garden in our yard for class. And I come home one day, I had my little garden. My dad built a bigger garden. It's like, come on.
Jeez, Dad, let it go. Do you remember what you grew?
What are you going to ask me, Wayne? Because you're very good at this. I just did a podcast with a young man who had no idea why he was there, let alone any references.
Oh no, I went to bed last night going, I get to talk to Bob Zaney in the morning, and I was here lickety split so I could make sure we had this conversation. Absolutely.
Well, I would hope.
You are at the Westgate June 15th through the 18th.
Right, and I was just at the Tropicana at the Laugh Factory, and before the big news came down.
Yep. Oh, yeah, the Oakland A's. Let's not go there.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to be at Brad Garrett. Brad and I actually, he's also our age, I believe.
He is. Same age.
He started out at the Ice House like I did in Pasadena, and we were both the house MCs at one given point in our career. Let me bring up some more dead comics. Because recently it's real easy to do.
Yeah, it is. And that's sad, too. Don't you? Well, I don't know about you, but we're the same age. So are you finding, like, you go through the list of your Facebook friends, and you're like, yeah, gone, not here, checked out?
Oh, I've lost so many people. It's just, whenever my wife will say, so-and-so just passed away, I say, oh, it's their turn?
Yeah, but we're not even that old, Bob.
Well, I'll tell you, you're getting old, though, Wayne, as you're watching the History Channel, and you go, hey, I know that guy. But the one thing I realized turning 60 was, we got a new dog. Thank God all our dogs that we've rescued, by the way, you rescue dogs and cats.
That's what you do, yeah.
Yeah, you do that. But if you get a pet, you don't think about it. But now I'm going, wait, this dog might outlive me.
You gotta take that into consideration now when you're adopting at our age.
You don't think about it when you're 30.
Nope.
Yeah, you say, I'm going to miss Scruffy when he's gone.
Yeah.
But not now. Yeah, well.
So, hey, for our Reno listeners, I want to make sure we get this in. Everybody in the Bay Area and Sacramento area, Reno, Bob's going to be at the Laugh Factory there September 7th through the 10th. And that's always a fun room to go see comedy in. So whether it's Reno or it's Vegas, either way, I think we got you covered there. So anyway, back.
It's at the Silver Legacy, and I also play the Nugget in Carson City a lot. I was supposed to be there in June, but we, got switched around. But we filmed a sitcom there called Casino Boss. I'm one of the stars, and Kabir Singh, you know Kabir?
No Kabizi very well, yes.
Yes, he's also one of the stars of this, and we also filmed a whole bunch of test episodes of my talk show, so one day hopefully that will come to fruition. So I'm all over that. I was just in Mill Valley at the Throckmorton. My God, I didn't know you had this kind of pool.
Yeah.
I just played the Elks Lodge in Palo Alto. You know Jeffrey Applebaum?
I do. I've actually performed with Jeffrey. I was MC of one of his shows.
Well, there you go, Wayne. You see this small world.
Everything goes full circle.
Yeah, I was the happy hour busboy at Marie Callender's. No, but you know what? It's funny I say that. I was just joking. But I was actually hired at Howard Johnson's in Monrovia, California, to be a comedy waiter. And let me just say that lasted one night.
That's tough, isn't it? That's a tough gig. Tough crowd, too.
Well, I was 18. What do I know? But, I worked at United Rental in West Covina, and we would deliver tables and chairs to this hotel. And I'm goofing around with the woman. And she says, "You're funny. Why don't we try this?" And we tried it, and then it was over.
Hey, you're a trailblazer. At least you can say that.
When I was on the Gong Show, and I think we found the theme. When I was on the Gong Show, I read my jokes off a piece of paper. So I was the first alternative comedian.
You were. While they were zigging, you were zagging.
I was zagging, and I thought, always ahead of my time. Think about it. I never performed in my whole life, Wayne, ever.
Right.
What do? I go on national TV.
That's the way to make an impression. I got to tell you, there was a pull to that because, as you know, there weren't all these reality shows, now competition shows. There was no Last Comic Standing. So the idea of if you were kind of funny or you could sing a little bit or whatever, the Gong Show was really the only place you could do that.
Yeah, and, I know one Chris Beard, who is one of the co-creators of the Gong Show with Chuck Barris and the producer on it. I had him on my podcast. I did it many years ago. And we had talked about it. This was 10 years ago. And he was saying, he's no longer with us. I like to bring that up now. I think that's going to be another thing.
Another sub-theme.
Dead people and Gong Show.
Yep.
But he said something very profound to me, at least. He said, you can't bring the Gong Show back because everything's the Gong Show now.
It's true.
And he said the whole premise of the Gong Show was they would have one or two really good acts and the rest were crap. I wonder where I fell into that category.
I think you were probably one of the really good acts, and that was the thing. I think it was hard, as I recall, as I remember it. I drove down there and I was very disappointed when I didn't make it, but it made sense later, like years later, and I'd watched those episodes then on YouTube, even in the last 10 years or so, and I'm like, okay, I get it. You weren't like the guy told me. At least he was honest. He said, you're not nuts enough. We're looking for crazy, wild, wacky stuff that can get gonged, and you probably wouldn't.
I think I have a documentary, you can get it on Amazon, called Close But No Cigar. And, they asked me about rejection because it was all about how the word no led to yes. Because I was turned down for Star Search 3 times. And the producer was on a plane and saw my clip of my Rodney Dangerfield HBO special on the plane. And he said, well, he'd be right for Star Search. So I had to do an HBO special before I got a talent contest.
Search.
And then I actually got to the semifinals. So anyway, that was the premise of the documentary. And I say, and then I have to paraphrase myself because I kind of don't remember, but it's like, no's okay. Tell me no. Don't explain no. No means no. You know what I mean? It's like, we would like to have you, but it's like, whatever.
Well, the young us, though, we want more of an explanation than that. We don't want to just get the black and white. But now we're like, yeah, please just get to the chase, right?
Well, the young us, because I started so young, I would tell everyone I'm a comedian. Well, I wasn't a comedian until I started making a living at it, and I didn't have to have a day job, and that was like 1984 when I was officially could make a living at it. But I was at KLOS Radio in Los Angeles in '83 and making $100 a week DJing and being on the Fraser Smith show, and I ended up having to get a day job just to support myself through that period. So, you know, you're a comedian when you make a living at it. Then you can tell everyone you're a comedian. But until then, if you do an open mic night, doesn't mean you're a comedian.
Right.
You're an apprentice. You're an apprentice.
Yeah, but you were allowed to say you were a professional broadcaster because you're on the radio every day.
Well, I got to say that, yes. And, you know, the irony of all ironies is I studied radio and TV broadcasting at Mount San Antonio College in Walnut, California. I did 3 semesters, got my FCC license, did everything I was supposed to do, and I auditioned for the news station at the college, and the signal went out to the parking lot, and they turned me down.
I think their slogan was where 10 watts sounds like a million.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about. So, but I was actually turned down, and I was saying to myself, you know, this is kind of why I'm here, is to learn. You know, yes, my audition was horrible, but maybe I could, you know, you could teach me.
Yeah.
So that's when I dropped out of college, and I went from West Covina to the Valley. I moved there, got a job as a messenger, and a year later I was hired at KLOS.
Which was a good place to be. Were Mark and Brian there at the time?
No, it was Fraser Smith. He was the guy. And then Shauna.
Oh, Shauna from KFRC, yeah.
Yeah, Shauna was, I worked with her for a year and a half. And, you know, the first thing they teach you in broadcasting schools, don't think you're going to go to New York, LA, or Chicago. You're going to have to go somewhere else to learn your craft, which is true. You should. You know, it's like a comedian. I meet comedians on the road, and they went, I got to move to LA. And I said, why? Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you going to move to LA so you can go on the road to pay to live in LA and not be able to do anything while you're in LA? You know what I mean?
Bob, my first radio job was in Keokuk, Iowa. So there you go.
I actually have been to Keokuk.
Have you?
So,
wow.
Oh, I've been. You should see my map of the United States. The Midwest is like clusters of pins, and California, obviously, because that's where I grew up. But, you know, it looks like a cancer cluster of some sort.
I'm surprised that I didn't run into you, being that, you know, a lot of my radio days were spent in Midwest cities like Omaha and Duluth and Green Bay and, you know, the Quad Cities. You've been to all of those places.
All four. I can name them. Davenport, Bettendorf, Rock Island, and why am I blanking?
The one where the airport is. You missed that one.
What is it?
Moline.
Yeah, and there's also an East Moline. And, you know, I co-hosted the Jerry Lewis Telethon for about, 10 years. I was on for 17 total. And Jan Carl, I don't know if you know who she is. But very nice woman who was I would say a local broadcaster in Los Angeles. And I co-hosted with her. I said, I just got back from the Quad Cities. And she said, I'm from there. And I named them. And she says, no, that's not true. So I don't know. Maybe she made the whole thing up.
It could be. You know what, though? It's not a bad part of the country. And I think the people that live there, they love to get out and laugh and be entertained. And, you know, there's probably a reason why you've been so successful there, because you're a funny guy. It doesn't come easy. You've been doing this for a long time. But what I love is you have the energy of a guy who's half your age.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, it's interesting that you said that. I'm a cup of, I appeal to everybody. I mean, ethnicities, old, young, whatever, they all get me and laugh when they're in the audience. So how do you market that in show business? Because it's all niche marketing now.
Yeah, it is. You got to find your lane, and then they want you to stay in it.
Yeah, I mean, I sometimes I'll read the comments at YouTube that people leave, and I would say 97% are positive, you know, and then the ones that are negative, they're just jealous.
Right, and I've tried to tell Kabir to quit doing that because it really isn't very.
Kabir, but that's just how he learns English. Look, let me say this. But it's cool to always get I get comments from across the pond. You know, I'm actually going to Israel at the end of the month. I'm doing a tour there.
You've done that before.
This is going to be my third time. The third time is a goy charm.
Yeah, not koi, goy. Yep.
Goy, because I'm not Jewish, but I love it. You know, have you been to Israel?
I have not.
you go to Tel Aviv, there's a moment where you just think, this is LA. There's a beach, whatever. You don't think about it. Mm-hmm. In fact, I went to, there's an American bar called Mike's Place. And I said, well, I'm an American. I was a Cub Scout in the weed blow for a week. So I go in, and the guy, Wayne, looks like a surfer from Santa Monica, who's the bartender.
In Tel Aviv.
I said, hey, man, I'm from L.A. He says, yeah, I've been to Louisiana. They don't know West Covina.
They don't know. Are they good to you over there, though? I mean, are they receptive?
Yeah. Yeah, very receptive. In fact, it's funny that the comment I get, wow, you're like Don Rickles out there. And I go, yeah, and that's a compliment. Don Rickles was a very funny man.
Yes, he was.
Don knew what he was going to say to people. I gathered the information, and then I create it in that moment, or at least I have a line that I know that'll work,
Yeah, well, we have like 25 minutes that has just passed that prove that time and time again. You're pretty good on your feet there, Bob Zaney.
Well, it's all those years in high school, Wayne, and I'm very appreciative. I'm actually self-taught. I went to public schools. The thing about California is it's going to be the next Venezuela, and you have to have all the people in the middle move out. So it's all poor, homeless, drug addict, and then the super rich behind their gates going, hey, that's fine.
Right.
Fine.
That'll be Kabir on a hill in Fremont. Snoop Dogg's not hanging out on the streets anymore. You get out of there, and then you just rap about it.
Well, you have to rap about it, because that's all I do is rap now.
I know.
Here's the thing. I just don't understand. I think there's a guilt when you get successful that you think, well, I'm going to give back this way. You're not giving back either. You're just virtual signaling, Mm-hmm. Do something. Do something where you're actually giving back. I don't know why people put tuxedos on to go to a benefit to help homeless. Just give the money. How about that?
How about just write the check?
Not even write the check anymore. Make sure the check's doing something.
Oh, I love that. That's true. You got that right.
Why are you writing a check? Where's that money really going? That's a nice Mercedes, and you're the head of the organization?
I almost feel like I need to breathe between what you just said and me asking you about the Jerry Lewis telethon, but I'm not going to.
Jerry's the one who made that whole thing, The producer would tell me that what Jerry was trying to achieve was vaudeville on TV, with the acts and everything. But, it was a great honor because Jerry, from what I heard, and again, only once did I really sit down and talk with him. I was doing the warm-ups for the Emmys, and he got Lifetime Achievement Award, and we were sitting in the green room for like an hour. And he was so complimentary to me as a comedian and just went on and on. I wish I could have recorded the conversation. But, I always kind of kept my distance. I just did my work and I left. Sure. And, over the years, you watch people who would come and go on the telephone like I did, and I would see where they would screw up. And I would go, they're not coming back.
And that's not the way Jerry would have done it. But you're you.
Well, yeah, I'm me. But, I'll give you an example. There's a guy who, I'm just going to say, he starred on a major sitcom in this 80s. And who's the boss? Anyway, he was on that. Well, when Jerry was going through those health issues where he puffed up and stuff, and he had to be in like a wheelchair for a little bit, the guy came over and said, "Don't worry, Jerry, I'm here to take over if you need it." It's like, you don't tell that to Jerry.
Mm-mm.
That's like telling the comedian, "Don't say this."
Plus, if you've ever heard Tony Danza sing, you know that wasn't a very good suggestion.
No, I didn't say it was Tony Danza.
I
know. It could have been Alyssa Milano.
It could have
been Alyssa Milano.
It could have. It probably wasn't, but it could have. Hey, you're famous because you pushed Joe Dirt down.
Yes, I played man number one, and everybody who saw the performance thought I was number two.
No, I love the way you gave him a little what. Did he ever try to get even with you?
No. In fact, I've known David. I used to give him rides from the airport before he, when he get back from gigs and stuff. But Fred Wolf, who was a writer-producer on the movie, they gave me the part, and they said they were going to have me come and audition and put me through the ringer, and then say you didn't get it and stuff, but they chose not to do that.
Oh, that's good, because that's a moment that lives forever, and what a moment it is. I mean, I think, just to be able to tell people, have you ever seen Joe Dirt? And then you go, the scene where that's awesome to be able to do that. It just proves, doesn't have to be a really huge part, but if it's a significant part, that's great.
Well, did you ever see Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
You bet I did.
And when Jess Piccoli, Sean Penn gets the pizza delivered, but the guy who delivered the pizza is Taylor Negron. He did a lot of character acting. Very funny guy. He passed away too. He's dead.
Yep, back to Dead Comics. Yeah,
that's as close to my. He's the guy who delivered the pizza and passed on. Is I'm the one that pushed Joe Dirt into a janitorial cart. But I ran into David a couple of years ago. I was in Lake Tahoe. He was performing across the street, so I went over to say hi, and I said, Joe Dirt is like the Bible in the Midwest. And he says, I know.
It is. It is, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Joe Dirt people or Bob Zaney people. There's no way around it.
Well, I think I appeal to all groups. So that's, if I can go into Mill Valley and do a show and get laughs, that's pretty big. And think about it. I was in Mill Valley. The next week I'm in Minot, North Dakota, and the next week I'm in Fort Wayne, Indiana. How about that touring schedule?
Let's see Mark Pitta try to do that.
Well, you'd have to want to book him. Look, the point is, I'm kidding. Mark lives here now.
I know, but as soon as you said Throckmorton, that's the first person I thought of. It's like
he's
guilt by
he got me
association.
in there in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Mark's a good guy. He has his issues, but who doesn't? His issues are Boy's Life from 1956 to 1965. Those are his
available at a garage sale near you. Did you ever work at Tommy T's, by the way?
No, I've never worked there. In fact, it's interesting. When I first met my wife, Erin, someone came up with a brilliant idea. Let's have Bob Zaney at the grand opening of Mervin's right in that area. And they sent a limo, and I remember she was performing there, and I drove by in the limo to say hi and then left.
They couldn't get you into Miller's Outpost? What happened?
My wife worked at Miller's Outpost. Howdy.
Hey. You know what? That's how here's a weird one. Everybody remembers, I think, where they were when they heard that Elvis died, right? I was at Miller's Outpost in Hayward, Southland Mall, in a dressing room, trying on a pair of those disco pants, those Angel Flights, and they had the radio on. And they said Elvis died. And, man, I'll never forget that moment. Or Miller's Outpost.
But here's the difference between your career and my career. I actually was in Las Vegas, and I heard it over a hotel. I think we were at the MGM Grand before it became Valley.
That's the one that burnt, though, right?
This is the one that caught on fire, and people still kept playing on the tables. And so people were running out. Yeah.
So that's where you were. See, you proved my point. Everybody kind of remembers that if you're of our age.
Yeah, that one you do remember.
And John Lennon. That's the other one. And it's Monday Night Football, right?
No.
I
don't remember that one.
Gotcha.
But I do remember, obviously, September 11th, which is my birthday. But it was I was doing radio and, I was calling like 12 stations. And the first station said, hey, did you see that there's a plane that hit the World Trade Center? And then the second station said, yeah, it looks like a biplane went into the World Trade. And then by the third call, we knew what happened. And it was Bob and Tom out of Indianapolis, who I called in for 17 years every Tuesday.
Right.
And but after every one of those calls, that we're not doing comedy today.
Well, you can't blame them, right? Yeah.
You could hear the horror in their voice.
Mm-hmm.
That was a weird one.
That's our Pearl Harbor. I mean, it just is. You know what's weird is I see 9/11 all the time, Bob. I mean, all the time, and I'm famous for talking about it. And then this morning, I'm getting ready to talk to you, and I look and I go, he's got to be close to my age. So I Googled it, and then I saw 9/11 again, and I'm like, there it is. It's a weird thing.
Well, that means you graduated from high school in 79?
I did, yeah. San Leandro, California. Okay. Yep.
Well, here's the thing. If you would have said 80, that means that third grade was a bitch. So the point is, but we had that birthday that made sense. My brother Tony was born in January, so he had to wait until he was like 5.5 before he could start school.
Yeah, we started young. We were just barely 5.
Right.
In fact, I don't even know if I was 5.
And you probably were. You act 5.
I still do. I try to.
Well, you really do. You're a cinco.
Yes.
Lo siento.
Cinco. Yes. Westgate, June 15th through the 18th. That's the up close and personal for all of our Vegas people. And then again, if you're in the Bay Area, Reno, Sacramento, don't forget September 7th through the 10th. Not the 11th, because that's his birthday. But you could go give him a birthday present if you want.
people do give you presents. It's kind of odd. But anyway, the point is, you used to bring me cigars all the time, really good ones. I was doing a show here in Vegas. I was opening for America at the Riviera, and the maitre d's, they all loved me there. And this guy, he gave me a cigar, and he said, "This is a Cuban. It's worth $40." I said, "Can I have the cash?" But anyway,
there's an option for you.
Well, there's a point where you go, like, my brother loves Rolex watches. I go, why? Is it another reason to be robbed? I have my Target watch I bought 30 years ago, and it's on its 5th band. It does the job. It's all I need.
That's all you need. Well, you need that, and you need to check out I Think I Handled That Well, which is now, again, right at the verge of 6 million views, which is nutso.
I think with this show's appearance, we're going to get there at the end of the month.
I think you'll get at least 2 more. That's my guess. BobZany.net, by the way, is the place for all things Bob. And you're going to find out why this guy's been doing this for close to 50 years, nonstop. And again, the energy of a 25-year-old. Thank you, sir.
You're the best, Wayne. Baby.
The Wayne Coy Show.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-557-7921. 800-557-7921. 800-557-7921. That's 800-557-7921.
Big Dogs Brewing Company, open 24/7, is an award-winning brewery, a full-service catering business, and a fun, smoke-free brew pub restaurant with a full-service bar, including over 35 craft beers on tap, 35 multi-denomination slot machines, the best gaming promotion, and a lively, dog-friendly outdoor patio. Big Dogs Brewing Company, 4543 North Rancho at Gray. Find out more at BigDogsBrews.com.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call
All right.
Paid for by Steelman.
Well, we never get happier than we are right this moment because we're talking to one of our favorite people on
800-431-9102. 800-431-9102. That's 800-431-9102.
Do you need low-priced, quality health insurance for any reason right now? Then call myhealthinsurance.com today. We specialize in helping American workers find affordable health insurance. You can save money on dental, vision, prescription drugs, too. Our message is simple. If you want affordable health insurance for you and your family, even if you have a medical condition, call right now. Is right now the best time for you to start looking for affordable health insurance? We have hundreds of plans to choose from. With one free phone call, you can learn about an affordable health insurance plan that fits your budget. Don't wait. It's a free call. Call now.
800-876-7061. 800-876-7061. 800-876-7061. That's 800-876-7061.
MyHealthInsurance.com is owned and operated by IHC Specialty Benefits, a licensed insurance agency. We are not an insurance plan or provider. Not all plans are available in all areas. You may be contacted by an insurance agent.
Packages start at $29.99 a month with signed agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative for complete offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, we have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News and World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint's home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-557-8036. 800-557-8036. 800-557-8036. That's 800-557-8036.
Now back to the Wayne Coy Show.
From there originally. All right. Well, we never get happier than we are right this moment because we're talking to one of our favorite people on the planet, and it's that guy right there, Mickey Thomas, who's, as you can see in the face, it's the I'm getting ready to go on tour for the entire summer face.
Right.
How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Yeah,
well, good to see you. We were just trying to figure out when was the last time I spoke to you. I think it's got to be 10 years, maybe, something like that.
Yeah, well, if it was the Alameda Fair, that's probably at least 10 years, maybe a little longer.
Maybe a bit longer.
Yeah.
Be quiet, Mickey.
I know, man.
Don't spread the word. So is the band the same? I've seen you since then. We just didn't get a chance to get together, but I did talk to you or go see you in Vegas once. And this was at the Golden Nugget, I think.
Yes, the band is pretty much the same. I think since 2010, we have a new guitarist. We had back around 2013, we had a tragedy in the band when we lost my guitarist, Mark Abraham, unexpectedly, actually at a gig backstage after a show. He had a sudden heart attack, and that really threw us for a loop because he was 46 years old. And he was the epitome of health. The guy didn't have a bit of body fat on him, muscles. But it was just, he had the artery that they call the widowmaker.
The big one.
Yeah, so he was just born with that. And, you never know it sometime until it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
So we lost Mark, but we were fortunate enough to get a guy named John Roth come on board. So John's been with me now for, almost 10 years. Great player, great guy. Before Starship, he played with Winger for many, many years, and super guitarist. And then about a year and a half ago, we got a new female vocalist, a gal named Sean Coey, spelled C-I-A-N.
No relation.
Yeah, right. Well, it's C-O-E-I.
Yeah.
It's her last name. And and she's just amazing. She's a real dynamo, and when she came into the band, it just it kicked the whole band up a notch. Everybody had to elevate their game to keep up with Sean. So
yeah.
But other than that, I still have Daryl Berdusco on the drums, Phil Bennett on the keyboards, Jeff Adams on the bass guitar, who have all been with me for 25 years plus.
Forever,
so,
yeah. Daryl is maybe one of the heaviest drummers I've ever heard. I don't know how the kit survives after a night with him.
He hits them pretty hard.
He does, yeah.
Obviously the way the stage is set up, I stand right in front of the drum kit, so I have to blame Daryl for the tinnitus that I have now.
Are you dealing with that? That's no fun. I know we talked to Neil Sean. He's got it pretty bad as well. It's all those years, right?
Yeah, I think that probably most of the guys you talk to in rock and roll, if they've been doing it long enough, have some degree of tinnitus. And, you just kind of have to learn to live with it.
Now, do you use in-ears or are you still a wedge guy?
I'm still a wedge guy. Yeah.
Old habits.
Old habits. And it just, I just don't really like the feeling of the buds in my ear. It just physically, it just kind of bugs me. And I also like to be able to hear the ambience of everything that's going on around me.
Yep.
You know, hear what things sound like as they're coming out of the amplifiers, and I like to hear the audience, and you know, all of those elements. So
You like to hear the manager saying, "Tell him to turn it down."
Yeah.
That guy.
And
No.
when all hell is breaking loose on stage, sound wise, you know, feedback or whatever might be going on, and all the band have it perfectly mixed in their ears, you know.
So they have no idea.
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you hear that? No.
Sure.
Man, cool. Everything sounds good.
I've seen it before. I forget who we were seeing. It was I think Foreigner. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And they were playing, but there was no music in the house at all. And the guys didn't know. They just kept doing their thing. I mean, you could hear some stage volume, but that's it.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, it's weird. So I like to be aware of everything that's going on around me.
I hear you. Kind of like you are right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
sort of. You know, not that there's a lot going on right now. You know, I'm here at home. It's kind of a quiet
This is the
afternoon.
calm before the storm, Mickey. That's
It
what that
You
is.
know, we're heading over to Vegas tomorrow.
Yep.
And for the show on Saturday, and really looking forward to it. Always fun playing in Vegas. You know, I don't really do any gambling or anything, but I like to go to Vegas for shows and shopping and the food and all that stuff. You know, so
Well, you know, the nice thing about the Silverton is you've got the Bass Pro Shop right next door.
yeah.
You know, so if you want to get some fishing tackle or whatever, some new clothes,
man.
you can do that.
We're there and look for a bass boat or something.
Yeah.
You know, a little fishing.
The last show I saw there was your buddy Corey and Pablo Cruz. And they were
Oh yeah. Oh,
same room that you're playing, and they were fantastic. Yeah,
Corey
great
and Dan.
band.
Yeah.
Yes.
We go back a long way.
Hey, you're one of the only people that I've ever met that actually got to see the Beatles in concert. Can you tell me what that was like?
Well, that was complete chaos and pandemonium. It was just like all of the old black and white newsreel footage that you see from those early Beatles shows. Girls screaming. You can't really hear the music. It's just total pandemonium. And it inspired me to want to do that. You know?
Sure.
Yeah, me and a group of my best buddies, we all got together. I was 15 years old at the time, and we kind of told our parents that I saw them in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was living in South Georgia at the time, and it was kind of like, listen, we're going to see the Beatles by hook or by crook, with your permission or without your permission. And so the parents all got together and talked about it and said, well, this means a lot to the boys. So they kind of helped us get up to Atlanta, and we had our tickets. I think the tickets were $6 to go see.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the
So,
show
yeah.
was, as far as their performance, pretty short, right? They played 25 minutes or so.
I think it was probably about 35, something like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, by today's standards, very short show.
Oh God, yeah. You know, and it just flew by. You know, what I remember most about it is it was at Atlanta Stadium, so it was the new baseball stadium there, and the Beatles played before the Braves did, because the Braves were still in Milwaukee at that time.
Oh, so
Not
they
moved-
broke it in.
Yeah, had not moved down to Atlanta yet, so the Beatles broke it in for them. But so we're there in the stadium, and it's right before time for the Beatles to come on, and there had been rumors that they might come in via helicopter. So because the stage was set up right where second base would be, so there was the whole outfield behind the stage there, and so right before time for the Beatles, of course, helicopters and all kind of planes are swirling around overhead. So everybody's looking skyward. You know, are they going to just maybe they'll parachute in? So about this time, all of a sudden, everybody's attention slowly starts kind of changing and adjusting down to the field as the Beatles come sauntering out of the dugout, single file, just ambling out to second base.
Faked all y'all out. Everybody thought there was going to be a helicopter.
What a great moment that was.
Well, they did do that. I've seen the Shea Stadium film. They came by helicopter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
the show that we saw was the next night after Shea Stadium. The show in Atlanta actually was the first show the Beatles played where they had monitors.
They probably didn't know what to do. They could hear themselves for a change. Yeah.
They could hear themselves for the first time.
So it's probably a better. It's too bad they didn't record it, because it probably would have been a better performance because they could hear themselves. Right?
Yeah. And but like I said, we couldn't hear much over the screaming, you know, and yeah. But you know, obviously it changed my life. You know, that's more than anything made me want to be in a band. And so the next week we went back home to little Cairo, Georgia, my hometown of 8,000 people. And me and my best buddies, we figured out who's going to try to play what. One of my best friends who was at the show with me was already a drummer in the high school band. So obviously he's going to play drums. One of my best friends who was with me was left-handed. So we said, well, you're left-handed. Paul McCartney's left-handed. So I guess you better play bass.
Playing bass, yeah.
And John Lennon was my favorite. So I said, well, I'll play rhythm guitar and sing. And when we just started listening to records and trying to learn the chords. And
So you weren't musicians prior to going to see the Beatles. You were just guys who went, hey, I kind of think that's cool.
Yeah. Other than the drummer, like I said, he was in the, actually his father had been the band director for many years at my high school that I went to. So he had a pretty serious musical background.
Man, I'm jealous. That had to be you'll never forget that for the rest of your life,
No, never. It was, and oddly enough, though, over the years, I've never got to meet any of the Beatles. So I guess my only chance now is either Paul or Ringo, but I have met quite a few of the Beatles kids.
You met Julian?
I met Julian. I met Danny. I met Sean. I met Zach, Ringo's kid.
That's the next generation right there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Did you ever think they would do that? There was a lot of talk about, well, we'll have the kids put together a band. I guess they could have done it because James is a singer, James McCartney, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
When right after John first got killed, and George and Paul and Ringo are still around, and Julian was just kind of starting his solo career and sounded so much like John.
Yeah.
I think at one time I did hear talk about maybe the three of them would get together with Julian and do something, but
that could have been cool.
I think that would have been very cool. I would have liked to hear that.
So 20 years after you see the Beatles, I see this guy Mickey Thomas and his band at the Hollywood Bowl with Quiet Riot as the opening act. And you were about as knee deep in the hoopla as you could have been at that point. Was that the crescendo for Starship? Was that about the peak right there, 85, 86, or even a little later maybe, huh?
That was probably the peak, I would say, because that was 85, 86 was the period where we got so lucky that we had like 3 number 1 singles in the span of 18 months. I guess you could say that was probably the peak. We played
pretty big
Grammys. During that time period. We performed live at the Grammys. We performed at the Academy Awards and American Music Awards. So it was just a lot of really memorable stuff going on then.
The kid from Cairo is right there on stage, in front of thousands of people, and that had to be good because the Beatles played Hollywood Bowl. I would think that would be like a big achievement for you, right?
Oh, absolutely. The Hollywood Bowl is an iconic place, a venue to play, and so many people. I just recently saw Willie Nelson's 90th birthday party they had there at the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, okay. How was that?
Event. Wow. The list of everybody who was there is just like, I can't even remember all the people.
I know Sheryl Crow was there, right? She sang with him?
Everybody was there, either performing or just introducing people or coming out and just telling stories about Willie or whatever, And he's very, very much loved in this.
Oh, yeah. And at his age, I guess we could all be so lucky to live that long. When you started with Elvin Bishop, Mickey, you weren't even the lead singer, correct? You were one of the background vocalists.
Yeah, well, I shared some of the lead vocals with Elvin when I came on as just kind of a vocalist all around. Like Elvin and I would do duets. Sometimes it would just be like group harmonies, background vocals. Yeah. I took a few leads on the live show on the first album. Aside from Fooled Around, I did a lead on 2 or 3 other songs. We did a cover of My Girl, the Old Temptation song that I took a lead on, and then a reggae song that Elvin and I wrote called Hey, Hey, Hey. So I did some lead vocals, yeah. We kind of split the scores 50-50.
Once Fooled Around and Fell in Love happened, though, there was no looking back for you, right? I mean, it was at that point where you can't take that voice and put it anywhere in the background. You had to be up front, I think.
Fooled Around, that's the one that opened all the doors for me and changed everything.
And you're still singing it today. Does it feel okay to sing that after all these years, or are you tired of it?
Oh, no, no, no. It feels great to sing that. We do it every night in the show. It's nice for me because it's a nice change of pace in the show where I can kind of, catch my breath and get back to my roots a little bit. It's
Very soulful. Yeah.
It simplifies more of my musical roots, the soul and blues and R&B. So it's a great change of pace in the show, and I do it every night. And I still love singing "Fooled Around." I love singing all the songs that were, I know a lot of artists get sick of them over the years, but to me, they're all so special. I mean, they're like your children. You don't get sick of your children, even though they get older and grow up and you still see them or whatever. But so those songs are still special to me, and I enjoy singing them all every night.
Do you ever stop and think, I could never take this out of the act because this could be somebody's engagement song. This could be the song that got played when they had their first baby. This could be what played at their graduation or their high school dance, or, you're part of their lives, whether you like it or not, right?
I get that all the time, especially with Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now and Fooled Around and Fell in Love. As far as people remember the first time they heard those songs, if they were in the back seat, making out, or like you said, this was our wedding song, or this was our song, and I get that a lot, especially with those two.
I just quit calling me Jane. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Can't help it. It's in my head. You had to share a stage, I guess you got to share a stage with Grace Slick for a bunch of years.
Yeah.
Do you still, are you in contact at all? Do you speak?
Occasionally. I don't speak to her as much as I'd like to. She's sort of reclusive these days. I guess more than sort of. She's pretty much is. She lives in Malibu, and she spends all of her time these days painting. She's developed into quite an accomplished artist. And so that's what she devotes most of her time to, and doesn't get out much. But I try to talk to her as much as I can, because whenever we do, I always have a great time, chatting with Grace and reminiscing and, going over talking about all the great times we had together and the great things we accomplished together.
She's an interesting woman. I mean, as much as I know about her, I did request an interview a time or two. And, Bill Thompson, said to me, he goes, look, Grace will speak when she wants to speak and not until. I was like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that works.
She's a strong-willed woman.
Yeah, but I just love that she's doing what makes her happy, and that's a cool thing.
And,
and you're doing what makes you happy. How many shows a year is just right for you?
Just right, I would say, is probably somewhere between 65 to 75.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you like this? You like being on the road? You like singing for your supper still?
I do. Sometimes. Almost all of our shows are fly dates, so air travel gets to be kind of a pain in the neck, these days. It doesn't get any better.
Could be a bus. It could be a bus, Mickey.
Well, I was never a big fan of the bus either.
No, those are horrible.
And the way we play these days, sometimes a bus is not that practical, because we're sort of more like weekend warriors, where we go out and do 2 or 3 shows and come home for 3 or 4 days and go out and do 2 or 3 shows and come back home. So it's a lot of back and forth. So it's mostly fly days.
Gotcha. Now, at one time, I know you were in Lake Tahoe, but no more, right? You're in the desert somewhere.
I lived in Tahoe for about pretty much 12 years, I guess, off and on. During that time, I would spend a lot of time back in the Bay Area occasionally, but my primary residence in Tahoe was probably actually 14 years. And then I moved down to Rancho Mirage, California, right next door to Palm Springs.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been down here since 2004. So
how's the desert for the instrument? Does it mess the voice up too much?
No, it's dry, but I don't think that, I think the altitude in Tahoe was probably more difficult than the dryness in the desert.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
The voice,
well, Nancy, the wife, she wants to move to Lake Tahoe once she's done with her company. And
yeah,
I said, I don't know how it is to live. I love visiting there, but I don't know. Did you like living there?
Yeah, I did at that point in time, because more than anything, I moved up there when my daughter was becoming school age, and so it was a great place for a kid to go to school and to grow up. And, it's beautiful. I like the summers better than the winters.
Yeah.
But, it just kind of got to a point to where my wife Rachel and I decided that we wanted a warmer climate.
You got it.
So we went from one extreme to the other. So
Yes, you did. So now when you are on the road, how do your spare time, if you have some, I know you do sound checks and things like that, but I mean, do you get out? Do you get to sort of experience the markets that you're playing?
I try to, especially if it's a city that may have a lot of history. And so if I have time, I try to do that. Usually it's like the airport, the rental car, the hotel, the gig, airport. But I try to. I'm a foodie. I love good food and good wine. So whenever I can, I always try to do some research and find out what is maybe the best restaurant in the area. That hopefully will be open late enough so that I can go have a nice meal.
That's just it. They got to be open till 11 or midnight or even later than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get enough sleep when you're traveling?
Not always. I try to, and that is the biggest factor for me. That's the most, the thing that is the greatest toll on my voice is if I don't get enough sleep. That's tough. But you got to roll with the punches when you're on the road, right?
Sure. So how long is the show, and what are I guess all the hits, right? I'm asking you which song. I mean, is there ever a point where somebody walks out of there going, "Well, he didn't play that"? I don't think so.
Occasionally, we can't get them all. I mean, we play all of the huge hits, but sometimes people will say, "Oh, you didn't play No Way Out tonight," and that's disappointing. So, but we try to get them all in. Jane, Find Your Way Back, Sarah, Nothing's Going to Stop Us, Fooled Around, of course, Find Your Way Back, We Built This City. Usually No Way Out. It's either usually No Way Out or It's Not Enough. I kind of switch those out frequently. And then we do a thing where Sean and I do a musical tribute to the history of the band, and Sean does White Rabbit, Somebody to Love, and I do Miracles and Count on Me, and we do that in the form of a medley
for all the airplane heads that are still hanging out with you.
Yeah,
that's cool. Hey, you weren't really a hippie though, were you? I mean, when you joined that band, I would think that you were kind of like one of these things is not like the other.
Well, by the time I joined in 1979, no, I was not a hippie, but there was probably a period there in my college days, 68, 69, 70, 71. I probably qualified as a hippie.
You would have got a card?
Yeah, my hippie card.
Your hippie card would...
I went to a few pop festivals back in the day in 69 and 70, but I was one of those hippies that I like to plan in advance and have a hotel room and go home and take a shower at the end of the night rather than
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying. There's a little more pragmatism there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you, sir, have, I think, one of the most unique voices in music. When I hear Mickey Thomas sing, it's unmistakably you. And that's, I think, there's not many you can say that about. I was thinking about this the other day. It's Robert Plant, maybe, Steve Perry. Going back, maybe Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye, people like that. But thank you for your gift. I mean, just you've shared it all these years, and it sounds like you're not in any mood to stop either.
No.
So, hey, where's the new record though? I waited. I'm 10 years now. What's going on?
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping we get something new in the recording arts. It's like sometimes it's such a daunting task to take on a new album, but we don't really have to do that. This day and age, we can just, you can just put out a single or an EP if you want, and throw it out there in the streaming world and see what happens with it. And so it's not quite the pressure that we used to have of, doing a whole album, 12 tracks and then going through that whole process. So I don't know, we'll come up, but I've always wanted to do a Christmas album. So one of these years might be the year.
Don't wait. Don't just get it done. I think you need to do that now. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, your voice lent to one of those classic songs. I just think, there's no new Christmas hits. I know occasionally one pops through, but for the most part, it's that canon, it's that library, and so many famous voices have been able to take one of them and make it the one, and I would think, man, I'd vote for you in a heartbeat.
My Christmas album is going to be a very traditional Christmas album. I don't want to rock it up or anything like that.
No.
Would you wear a sweater in the studio? You would.
Yeah,
right?
a Christmas tree, a glass of brandy, the pipe,
There, all of that. Yeah.
Snow falling outside the window.
Andy Williams ain't got nothing on Mickey Thomas. Hey, do you have an opinion? I got to ask before I let you go. Do you have an opinion on this whole Oakland A's possibly moving to Las Vegas? Have you been following that at all?
I followed it a little bit. I will say that Mark Davis is a good friend of mine, so I would support Mark in whatever his opinions are.
Okay, well then we know that you don't want them here. Okay, I got that. Yeah, because I was thinking about that. I was like, well, I remember you and Nadine both being kind of Raider fans, right? So
absolutely.
you just answered it for me, which is because I think the baseball team should stay where they are.
Well, I think the thing is, especially from Mark's perspective, and I don't know all the inner workings, so I'm not privy to a lot of the details, but he tried for years to get a deal between the Raiders and the A's for a new stadium and keep both teams in Oakland, and it just never panned out. So I know it's not a great place to play ball, but I just hate to see him leave Oakland. But I guess
55 years, that's a long time.
It's probably a big deal, but.
Yeah, I think he wanted to be right there at the Coliseum. If build a new place right next door to the old place, and then let the A's do their thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, hey, it worked out okay for him. Allegiant's a great stadium, and
it worked out great for him.
And he's got a few more dollars in his pocket.
I thought the NFL would never allow a pro team to be in Las Vegas, and Mark is quite an accomplishment, and for him, what he's pulled off there, and I'm really proud of him, happy for him.
Go Raiders.
Yeah.
And go Starship. Don't forget, Mickey and the band will be Saturday night at the Silverton. Show starts at 8, but the doors open at 7. And they'll be in the Vail Pavilion, which is a great place to see a show. And the tickets are available. You can get them at silvertoncasino.com. Don't miss this opportunity to catch one of the greatest artists in the world perform live. And then you're going to see them all summer long, all throughout the United States. So if you can't catch this date, any of our listeners and viewers that are watching anyplace else, go see Starship. You are not going to regret it. It's a wonderful evening out.
Oh, thank you, man. Nice.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you took some time with us today, and that painting behind you just becomes you. I don't know what it is.
I love that paint.
You get close enough, it looks like your hair there, that one tree on the right.
It's a sailboat heading out on a misty morning, and
it's beautiful.
The name of the painting is called Heading Out. So
see, excellent.
I'm always heading out, right?
Well, heading here, and travel safe, and all the best to Rachel as well. And we'll talk to you again next time. Okay. All right. There he goes. That's that guy. And I told you would love the conversation because he's just a treat to talk to. Mr. Mickey Thomas on the Wayne Coy Show. All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. That was great.
I appreciate that. Would you mind doing an ID?
Find your way back to a home. Find your way back. Find your way back to a home.
The Wayne Coy Show.
Hi there, this is Kirby Scofield, Scofield Realty here in Las Vegas. Real estate is always changing. Be it a buyer's market, a seller's market, at Scofield Realty, it's your market. Buying or selling, we have the team and the tools to work the market so it works for you. We are excited that we're on the Wayne Coy Show. Our results blessed us with the Zillow Flex partnership roughly about 2 years ago due to our consistent conversion and customer service scores. With conversion, that means we can close, and with our customer service scores, you know you're going to get the best service possible. We're always looking for agents led by mentorship, resources, and experience. We are your guide. Find us, kirby4u.com. That's KIRBY, the number 4, the letter U.com. Kirby4u.com or call 702-766-9538. Again, 702-766-9538.
Hi, I'm Sheldon, the owner of Solid Motor Cars. I've spent over 30 years in the retail car business. It is all about the vehicles, but more than that, it's about the people. And my team and I are proud to bring to you what we believe is the finest experience in buying a pre-owned car. With great credit, we can get super low interest rates. But if you've had some challenges, we're experts in that field, and we can get almost anybody approved. Come down to Solid Motor Cars and take a look at our vehicles. They come with a 6-month, 6,000-mile warranty. So when you get a vehicle from Solid Motor Cars, you can feel confident that that vehicle is a quality, properly reconditioned vehicle that will serve you and your family for years to come. So for all your automotive needs, whether it's a new car, truck, or SUV, or if it's repairs, service, and maintenance, Solid Wheels, solid deals, solid people. Coming down to meet the crew. My name's Sheldon. I'm the owner here. I'd love to help you any way that I can.
3024 East Fremont Street, 702-820-1444.
Do you love watching television? If you're on a fixed budget, you need to make this free call right now to Dish and find out how you can get a fixed monthly price to watch all the television you want for 3 full years. In addition to a 3-year price guarantee, you can also get free monthly movie rentals. They give you 1 free movie rental every month. That's a $165 value, yours free. Plus, get free in-home tech visits, no-cost equipment replacements, a free voice remote, and you can watch commercial-free TV. Even access all your favorite apps to stream like Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and more. Now is the perfect time to call Dish. Take advantage of the 3-year price guarantee. Save yourself some money, and all your equipment is free. Call right now.
800-586-4206. 800-586-4206. 800-586-4206. That's 800-586-4206. Paid for by NPS.
Hey there, it's Wayne Coy. If you're a real estate investor or you're looking to buy an investment property, well, you need to contact Michael Goyeneche at Option Funding. Their well-trained staff can assist you through the financing process and get you the funds that you need. They've got the programs to suit all investors. Now, that includes standard commercial financing, no-income DSCR loans, and hard money, too. You can refinance any existing properties for cash out, or if you're looking to purchase an investment property, they can get it done for you as well. With rental income on the rise, this is a good time to invest in a rental property. And there are investment opportunities with positive cash flows right here in Nevada and other surrounding states too. They handle single-family residences, 4 units, apartment complexes, and of course, commercial buildings. So give Michael a call at 818-821-7811. That's 818-821-7811, or email MikeGLoans@gmail.com. NMLS 163400, DRE 01342072, NMLS 1444037, DRE 01921141.
Now, back to the Wayne Coy Show.
Once again, we want to say thanks to Mr. Mickey Thomas, who will be here Saturday night with his band Starship at the Silverton Casino. Go see him. Don't forget silvertoncasino.com, the place to go to get your tickets. You're in for a treat. And you're definitely going to hear this one. It's Jane.
The Wayne Coy Show.
We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Say you don't know me, I recognize my face. Say you don't care who goes to that kind of place. Knee deep in the hoopla, sinking in your fight. Too many runaways, eating up the night. My pony plays the mama. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Someone always playing corporation games. Who cares? They're always changing corporation names. We just want to dance here. Someone stole the stage. They call us irresponsible. Write us off the page. My pony plays the mama. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. It's just another Sunday in a tired old street. Police have got the chokehold. Oh, we just lost the beat. Who counts the money underneath the bar? Who rides the wrecking ball into our guitars? Don't tell us you need us, but we're the simple fools looking for America, crawling through your schools.
Looking out over that Golden Gate Bridge on another gorgeous sunny Saturday, and I'm seeing that bumper-to-bumper traffic.
Don't you remember?
It's your favorite radio station and your favorite radio city, the city by the bay, the city that rocks the city that never sleeps.
Cody plays the mama. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll.
Well, that'll do it for tonight. Thanks for being around. Always enjoy your company. We'll do it again tomorrow night starting at 7 o'clock on KSHP.
The world-famous radio shopping show, weekdays on 1400 KSHP North Las Vegas and KSHP.com.
We'll find another location. In Las Vegas, I'm John Schaefer.
This is USA News.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code TREAT at checkout and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Zen World Premium CBD offers full and broad spectrum CBD oil, extracts, and capsules, which are designed to help you feel your best. Their products are sourced from the best organic hemp and natural ingredients on the market and are tested for quality, purity, and potency. They have a full range of items from health and wellness to beauty to pets. Call 725-205-9223. Visit online at zenworld.com or stop by their location at 9895 South Maryland Parkway and Silverado Ranch Parkway. Mention KSHP for 10% off in store or use code KSHP online for 15% off.
At AR Heating and Air Conditioning, our main goal is to provide high-quality service without breaking the bank. From maintaining your HVAC units to fixing them when they are down, they are there for you. AR Heating and Air Conditioning offer reasonable prices, reliability, and professional service at a great value. For more information, go to fixmyac.net or call 702-646-4000. Beat the heat and call AR Heating and Air Conditioning today.
Hungry for the best barbecue in Las Vegas? Come out to the infamous Barbecue and Meat Market, John Moles Meats and Roadkill Grill in Las Vegas. John Moles was featured on the Food Network's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Now take home delicious meat selections for your grill, and while you're there, grab a bite of the best barbecue in Las Vegas. With 2 locations now at Tom and Gowan or on North Decatur, you're sure to find the perfect meats for your next barbecue or party. Find us online at johnmolemeats.com.
Welcome to Hash House A Go-Go, where we've been serving farm food and crafted cocktails for over 2 decades. Visit us for the full Hash House experience at any of our 5 Las Vegas locations. Hash House A Go-Go is where old school meets new and gets twisted. We bring people together over good food and fun. Come in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and come hungry because our portions are huge. Visit us online to see our entire menu at hashhouseagogo.com. Hash House A Go-Go. It's a Midwest thing, and there's nothing else like it.
Before Epstein was the Franklin cover-up. Before that, the Finders. And long before that, the Cleveland Street Scandal. Pedogate Primer is a concise intro and overview of a growing child abuse epidemic worldwide. It features shocking instances of institutionalized and organizational pedophilia throughout history. Churches, cults, the world of arts and entertainment, the government, NGOs, charities, and major corporations are all complicit or culprits in many instances. Pedogate Primer delves into material that for many may seem like the stuff of conspiracy theories. For this reason, the book draws on academic resources, declassified documents, and other reliable sources, and steers clear of conjecture. Such shocking, true stories need no embellishment.
If you find yourself in need of legal representation, it can be a very stressful time in your life. In my career, I have dealt with thousands of lawyers, I've dealt with thousands of law firms, and I can confidently recommend to you Keith M. Davidson at kmdlaw.com. Available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just log into kmdlaw.com. That's kmdlaw.com. Or you can call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. That's 833-4KMD-LAW. Personal injury, wrongful death, STDs, sexual assault, car accidents. They handle it all efficiently and professionally. It doesn't matter how imposing the opposition may be, because the team at KMDlaw.com are battle-tested and fierce. They will not stop until justice prevails. Go to KMDlaw.com or call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. If you're in for the fight of your life, stop screwing around and contact KMD Law.
A flooded home or business is never easy to deal with.
You're left with a mess to clean up, having to deal with the insurance company to pay for the damages, not to mention the memories that are lost that you cannot replace. An aquadam can be another tool in your arsenal to protect your home or business from the floodwaters, a hurricane storm surge, or the king tides. Give Aquadam a call at 707-764-2119 or look us up online at aquadam.net. We can help. We're also offering 10% off the price to anyone who mentions they heard this ad on the Opperman Report.
It's the Opperman Report. Join digital forensic investigator and PI Ed Opperman for an in-depth discussion of conspiracy theories, strategy of New World Order resistance, high-profile court cases in the news, and interviews with expert guests and authors on these topics and more. It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay, welcome to the Opperman Report. I'm your host, Private Investigator Ed Opperman. You can find me at Opperman Investigations and Digital Forensic Consulting. Just email me directly at oppermaninvestigations@gmail.com because we're working on the website and I don't want to send people over there at the moment. If you like our show, be sure and check out our Patreon. Opperman Report Patreon. We put up brand new content every single day, ad-free. All the stuff you hear on AM, FM radio, we put up that stuff ad-free, plus exclusive stuff to the Opperman Report Patreon. Check out our archives. You can find it at Spreaker.com. It's, again, free. You get an email notification when I put up new content. I do a solo show every Friday night. And the topic we're covering today, Lauren Boebert, okay, which is hot in the news right now. It's super hot in the news. I got a couple of repeats I'm going to be playing up there. You can find on our archives at Spreaker.com.